All right, round two. Let's say John Wolf, and we're going to talk about another unique coin. We're going to talk about the $3 piece. It was minted in gold. The $3, like I say, it's a little bit different, but we're going to talk about it. The $3 piece was a gold coin produced by the United States Bureau of the Mint from 1854 to 1889. Authorized by the Act of February 21st, 1853, the coin was designed by the Mint chief engraver James B. Longacre. The obverse bears the representative of Lady Liberty wearing a headdress of a Native American princess, and the reverse is a wreath of corn, wheat, cotton, and tobacco. In 1851, Congress had authorized the 3-cent, a silver 3-cent piece, which we talked about, the trime, so that postage or stamps could be purchased without using the widely disliked copper cents. 2 years later, a bill was passed which authorized a $3 coin. By some accounts, the coin was created so larger quantities of stamps could be purchased. Longacre, in designing the piece, sought to make it different as possible from the quarter eagle or the $2.50 piece, striking it on a thinner planchette using a distinctive design. Although over 100,000 were struck the first year, the coin saw little use. It circulated somewhat on the West Coast, where gold and silver were used to the exclusion of paper money. They didn't like the paper. But what little place it had in commerce in the East was lost in the economic disruption of the Civil War and never regained its popularity. The piece was last struck in 1889. Congress ended the series the following year. Although many dates were struck in small numbers, the rarest was produced at the San Francisco Mint in 1870. The 1870S, only one is known with any certainty to exist. Only one. Oh boy. All right, let's talk about the inception. In 1832, New York Congressman Campbell P. White sought a means of returning American gold coins to circulation, as gold was overvalued with respect to silver by the government. Gold coins have been routinely exported since the start of the 19th century. White's solution was to have the silver dollar and the gold eagle struck at full value, but to have smaller gold and silver coins, including a $3 piece, which contained less than their face value in metal. Although Congress, in passing the Coinage Act of 1834, made adjustments to the ratio between gold and silver, it did not authorize a $3 coin at that time. The Act of March 3, 1845, authorized the first U.S. postage stamp set to the rate for local prepaid letters at 5 cents. In the years following, this rate seemed as too high an impediment to commerce. According to the Congress, on March 3, 1851, authorized both a 3-cent stamp and a 3-cent silver coin. Kentucky Representative Richard Henry Stanton believed that the need to make change from a silver half-dime with large copper cents might defeat the new scheme. Writing to the Mint director Robert M. Patterson that reduced postage rates depended on a 3-cent coin for use in the states where copper does not circulate. According to numismatic historian Walter Bream, the main purpose of the new 3-cent piece would be to buy postage stamps without using the unpopular, heavy, and often filthy copper cents. In 1853, silver was overvalued with respect to gold. This was due to the large discoveries of gold, especially in California, and silver was heavily exported. To correct this situation, the Secretary of Treasury, Thomas Corwin, advocated reducing the precious metal content of most silver coins to prevent their export. Opposition to the bill was led by Tennessee Representative Andrew Johnson, who believed Congress had no authority to alter the gold-silver price ratio, and if it did, it should not exercise it. Nevertheless, Congress passed the bill, which became law February 21st, 1853. That bill also authorized a $3 gold coin, according to numismatic writer Don Taxay. Provision for it to have been inserted at the behest of gold interests. According to Bream, Congress believed the new coin would be convenient for exchange for rolls or small bags of 3-cent silver pieces and for buying sheets of 3-cent stamps, always bypassing use of copper cents. In 1889, then Mint Director James P. Kimball wrote that it is supposed that the $3 piece was designed to be a multiple of the 3-cent piece for the convenience of postage transactions. Numismatist Walter Higgins, in his 2003 article on the $3 coin, notes and dismisses the postal explanation, writing the actual reason for the gold $3 coin was the abundant supply of gold discovered in California. Coin dealer and author Hugh David Bowers notes that whether or not the $3 denomination was actually necessary or worthwhile has been a matter of debate among numismatists for well over a century. Much of what is known of the design process for the $3 piece is from a August 21st, 1858 letter from the Mint's chief engraver James B. Longacre, the coin's designer, to the Mint director James Ross Snowden. This letter apparently in response to some criticism, and in it Longacre discusses his views on coin design, especially regarding the $3 piece. He notes that he was initially perplexed as to what to put on the coin. The $3 piece was the first time he'd been allowed to choose a design, although he designed the 3-cent piece and other issues before Snowden's directorship. He had been told what to put on those pieces. The coin weighed 64.5 grams and had a fineness of 0.900 or 90%. Longacre noted that although those changes, those in charge of coinage design had usually dictated adaptations of Roman or Greek art for the $3 coin, he was in mind to create something truly American. Why should we, in seeking a type for the illustration of symbol of a nation that need not hold itself lower than the Roman virtue of or the science of Greece, prefer the barbaric period of a remote and distant people from which to draw an emblem of nationality to the aboriginal period of our own land, especially when the later presents us with a characteristic distinction not less interesting and more peculiar, that it will cast its shame over the civilized portion of the older continent. Why not be American from the springhead with our own domain, from the copper shores of Lake Superior to the silver mountains of Podolsky, from the Audouin to the Araucan, the feathered tiara, which is characteristic of primitiveness of our hemisphere, as the turban is of the Asiatic. Representatives of America as a female Native American or Indian princess dated back to the 16th century. Cartographers would place a native woman, often wearing a feathered headdress, upon their version of the North American continent. This evolved to the image of an Indian queen and then an Indian princess, although Columbia eventually came to be the favored female embodiment of the United States. The image of the Indian princess survives in popular view of such figures as Pocahontas and Sacagawea. Some sources suggest that Longacre may have based the features of liberty on those of his daughter Sarah. This story was more often associated with Longacre's Indian head scent, but the features of liberty on both coins, and also Type 1 gold dollar, the double eagle, and the 3-cent nickel piece, are nearly identical. To help distinguish the new coin from the quarter eagle or $2.50 piece, Longacre used a thinner planchette or blank to make the piece greater in diameter. He also flattened the planchette of the gold dollar to enlarge it and gave it the same Indian princess design. The reverse originates Longacre's agricultural wreath of corn, tobacco, cotton, and wheat, which would also appear on the gold dollar. The Flying Eagle cent had his revised reverse of the seated Liberty dime and half dime. This blended to produce the produce of the South and North at a time of intersectional tension. Numismatist Walter Hagen deems the wreath reverse as uniquely American, as is the Indian maiden on the obverse. Like I say, that is a brief history of the $3 gold piece. Y'all have yourself a great day and enjoy the rest of the wonderful premiere train. This be John Wolf. We're signing out, and we're going to shoot you on over to that pistol packing pastor. Have a great one, everyone. God bless.